Hey everyone. Sorry I'm a little late here. Was having a little technical difficulty with the slideshow. I'll give it a second here to. Oh, we got a few people watching now. Can whoever's here just drop a message to make sure they can hear me okay? All right, so we're good to go. Well, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the webinar. Dr. Barker always calls the hour-long webinar or workshops power hours. So we're going to call tonight power half hour. I'm going to try and get as much information as I can to you, as much of this useful and informative and actionable. So our topic tonight is stress, sugar, and inflammation. Definitely something that's really relevant this time of year. Maybe the best time of year to do it, other than last week, would have maybe been a little bit better since we missed Thanksgiving, but we still have plenty of time to not allow this holiday season to turn into stress, sugar, and inflammation season. So something I saw the other day when I was getting ready for this presentation that really got me thinking. Did you ever think that cold and flu season is influenced by what comes before it? So we think back towards Halloween, that's candy season. Then Thanksgiving, pie season. Christmas coming up is cookie season. So all that excess sugar is definitely going to have harmful effects on our body, not only our immune system, but our overall health. So definitely something we want to be aware of and want to keep working at to move forward. So here at Stagecoach, we have a mission, and let me get this up so you guys can read it. We're a Max Living Health Center. We deliver the 5 essentials of healthcare. Our purpose, our why, our mission is to empower every person to experience hope and healing from above down, inside out. That's what we try to do every single day. That's the reason we do these webinars and workshops, to try to empower our patients to make the best choices possible for their health. All right. As a Max Living office teaching the 5 essentials, we believe in these 5 essentials of health. The first being that nutrition matters. So what we put in our body really does matter. Toxicity is a problem, and toxins should be avoided as much as possible. Oxygen is crucial. So obviously we need oxygen to live, but what this means is we need to exercise. That's how our bodies become more efficient at delivering oxygen. A healthy mindset is vital. Without the healthy mindset, we can't make good choices for the other 5 essentials. Last but not least, having a balanced nervous system is the foundation for health. So the way I think of the 5 essentials are 4 essentials that influence our health, and the 5th one being the nervous system that ultimately dictates and controls if we're healthy or not. All right. So our bodies need no help, just no interference. Our bodies are designed for health. They're designed to heal. They're designed to function properly, and functioning properly means being healthy. So if things aren't working how they're supposed to, we look for a reason why, and that would be interference that happens to our bodies and our health. The most obvious form of interference that happens is subluxation. So hopefully, I think all of you guys are probably patients watching this. You should all know exactly what subluxation is already. But subluxation are misalignments in your spine that prevent those nerves from functioning how they're supposed to, adversely affecting your health. There are 3 main causes for subluxation. The first being the most obvious category, that's traumas. So that's slips, falls, accidents, how our body deals with slips, falls, and accidents, and how our body deals with gravity. So like poor posture. Toxins are the second category. That's what we put into our bodies. So food we eat, the water we drink, medications we take. Also what we put onto our bodies. So soap, shampoos, cleaning products, all those kind of things. The last category here, environmental toxins. So that's more like cleaning supplies, environmental pollution, those kind of things. There's also thoughts or stress. So thoughts and stress, what we think about and how our bodies deal with stress also causes interference. So primarily we're just going to be focusing on toxins and stress tonight, not so much about traumas. You guys can't see that. All right, so this is better. So sugar. Most people, when you mention sugar, the first thing they think about is actually diabetes. Sugar influences a whole lot more than just diabetes in our body. But obviously, diabetes is super important. It's something we want to avoid if possible. If we can't avoid it, it's something that we want to heal up from. Because diabetes has very serious health consequences. It can range from causing heart disease, stroke, kidney failure, amputations, even early death can all be associated with diabetes. So definitely something we want to start to heal up or avoid. And the main way we do that is by limiting our sugar consumption. Eating excess sugar also causes weight gain. A recent study found that people who drink soda, and it doesn't matter if it's diet or regular, so diet's not any better than regular soda, they will end up weighing more than people who don't drink soda. So actually, if you guys drink soda right now, that would be the number one first health recommendation I would make, or first nutritional recommendation I would make, is eliminating soda altogether. Eating sugar also messes with our hormones. The most important one in that being the hormone called leptin. So leptin is actually the hormone that determines if you're full or not. So kind of hard to keep a healthy weight if you don't know when you're full. So that actually means that eating sugar makes you crave more sugar. So that's a really important concept. The more sugar you eat, the more your body's actually going to want to have sugar. Another thing that sugar can affect is heart disease. So heart disease or sugar consumption causes inflammation, and that's what leads to heart disease. That's what causes plaque to build up in our arteries, atherosclerosis to develop, and that's what leads to high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes. Cancer, again, primarily from inflammation. So the more inflammation we have, the more our bodies are apt to grow cancerous cells. Something called epigenetics actually is that the health within our cells, which is influenced by inflammation, can turn on and off genes. So being unhealthy, eating excess sugar can actually turn on those harmful genes that can cause cancer. Depression, swings in blood sugar are really thought to affect neurotransmitter balances in your brain. So very important to keep your blood sugar balanced. These all have one thing in common. Sugar causes inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of all chronic disease. It's what drives cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes. Basically, any chronic disease you can think of is determined essentially by our body's level of inflammation. So we want to decrease inflammation by decreasing sugar intake. So sugar is addictive. There's science now out that proves that sugar is physically addictive. That means our bodies actually crave it at a biological level. It's not just in our heads. In fact, sugar is 8 times as addictive as cocaine and other hard drugs like that. As I've already mentioned, sugar wreaks havoc on your hormones, your metabolism. It can lead to diabetes and obesity. But the good news is this is an addiction that you can definitely break. You might wonder how you break this addiction if it's 8 times stronger than cocaine. But it only takes 10 days to actually detox from sugar. I don't know about you, but when I'm thinking about sugar or not eating it, it's much easier to think about 10 days than like the rest of my life. So just start with that 10 days, commit to it. Decide you're going to cut sugar for the next 10 days or a 10-day span very soon, and just cut it out totally. And you'll have more energy. You'll have fewer cravings. Your body will notice exactly how good it can start to feel without all that sugar and inflammation happening. So if we're trying to remove sugar, we have to know where sugar's found. I think we all know that there's a lot of sugar in Mountain Dew, candy, donuts, those kind of things. So we don't have to talk too much about that. But a candy bar or a can of soda have 7 teaspoons of sugar on average. So easy illustration, a teaspoon of sugar is one of those packets that coffee shops have. So if you drink a can of Coke, it's the equivalent of taking 7 of those packets and just dumping it in your mouth, which is ridiculous. No one would do that. But that's exactly what we're doing when we're eating candy, we're drinking soda. So obviously you want to try to avoid those. But if we're trying to cut out sugar, we want to avoid it from the unexpected sources too. For example, one serving of cereal, a cereal like Cocoa Krispies, also has 7 teaspoons of sugar. So just as bad as drinking a can of Coke for breakfast. Even a healthy cereal, it's not really healthy, Raisin Bran has over 6 teaspoons of sugar. So another thing you definitely want to try to avoid. Yogurts, those single serving yogurt cups, some of those can have as many as 6 teaspoons of sugar in it. And that's a really easy switch. Just switch to plain whole fat organic yogurt and put your own berries in it. It still tastes really good without all that excess sugar. Even like whole grain breakfast bars, people think they're making a good decision when they try to eat those for breakfast. There are on average about 4 teaspoons in one of those. So a lot of sugar again. Many fruits actually have a lot of sugar as well. Bananas have about 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. Something like a mango has 3 teaspoons of sugar. So a whole lot of sugar. That's why when we're doing this 10-day sugar detox, it only allows for a few specific fruits that are very low in glycemic index, so they don't raise our blood sugar. Those are Granny Smith apples. Those are berries, so strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, any of the berry family, and just lemons and limes as far as citrus. So those are fruits you can still eat while you're doing the sugar detox. So I'm going to zoom in here for a second for you guys. I'm not going to read all these names, so definitely just take a screenshot of it, or it's a resource we can get to you in the office if you're interested. There are actually 56 names for sugar. So if we're trying to avoid sugar, we need to know what sugar is called because they try to hide it on us. So I do encourage people to read nutritional labels. Reading labels is definitely something that's very important. I don't think like the grams or the amount of sugar is all that important. The biggest thing we want to look for these ingredients. Those are the ones you want to try to avoid. So when you're looking at the back of the labels, look for those. The few I do want to point out are some of the so-called healthy sugars. Agave nectar is one that was really popular a few years ago. It's almost always organic, so it sort of reads like it's something that's healthy, but it's just highly processed, simple sugars. So it still causes all the inflammation. The processing is actually as extensive as high fructose corn syrup. So your body treats them almost the same. So we all know we want to avoid high fructose corn syrup. I think you want to avoid agave nectar the exact same way. Coconut sugar is 70 to 80% sucrose, and sucrose is plain white table sugar. So you want to avoid that as well. Honey is definitely a good natural sweetener, something long-term is a good replacement for sugar. But in the scheme of the sugar detox, it's 82% sugar by weight. So you really need to avoid that as well. All right. So the impact of sugar on our holidays. So for some of us, the holiday season starts back at Halloween on October 31st, and it doesn't end until January 2nd. That is 1/6 of our lives that we spend in the holiday season. If we add in like parties, vacations, celebrations, other holidays throughout the year, that ends up being about a quarter of our life, or a quarter of each year, that we're eating, we're drinking, we're living in opposition to our normal diet, our normal lifestyle. So those kind of things definitely add up. Excessive eating during the holiday season really obviously will cause you to gain weight, all those extra calories, all the extra holiday indulgence combined with the lack of exercise creates a dangerous storm for our health. As a matter of fact, one study, the one cited here, said that people gain 500% more weight per week than an average week. So that is a lot of extra weight. So we want to go about trying to avoid this. How do we avoid this trend that most of us fall into? So instead of just getting wrapped up in that same pattern of gaining weight and feeling awful through the holidays and then setting a New Year's resolution to lose weight, let's plan now. Make a plan right now to make the holidays both healthy and enjoyable for you and your family. That way you don't have to have that New Year's resolution because you're already making the right choices. So we teach a couple different nutrition plans in our office. We don't like to think of them as diets, but they're nutrition plans. The first one being the core plan. That's designed for sustainable long-term use. It's ideal for people who are not experiencing any health issues, not trying to lose weight. But the one that is most important for tonight, especially with the sugar detox, is the advanced plan. So this is the plan for anyone dealing with high levels of inflammation, chronic disease, if you want to lose weight. It's good, healthy fats. It's proteins from healthy sources. And the only carbohydrates you'd be eating are vegetables. You don't even include all vegetables. You don't want to be eating a lot of potato or anything like that. That is essentially sugar as well. And it limits the fruits to the ones I mentioned earlier: Granny Smith apples, limes, lemons, and berries. So this is the plan that you would be doing on that 10-day sugar detox. So I don't have time to really go through all the details of these nutrition plans tonight. It is something we do have a really nice resource that myself or one of the team members can get to you. So if you're interested in it, just comment here or reach out to us in the office and we'll get it to you. Even if we really do good and really watch our diet, sometimes it's just not enough. The soil's so depleted. It's really hard to get enough nutrition just from food. That's where supplements come in. Max Living does an amazing job sourcing their supplements from really great sources. They're all tested, so you know what you're getting when you buy them. The first one I wanted to talk about is curcumin. That's a very powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant supplement. It's a great supplement if you're dealing with high levels of stress and inflammation. And curcumin, it actually is one of the most widely researched nutraceuticals in existence. So there's tons of research from a ton of different sources about how great curcumin is for your health. The other one I wanted to talk about is black cumin seed oil. Also another anti-inflammatory supplement. Been around for an extremely long time. Really thousands of years people have been using this as a medicinal product. Really, both of these supplements function best to aid in our body's ability to deal with stress and inflammation, which is what we're talking about tonight. We know we're in a season where we're going to be dealing with extra stress, extra sugar, extra inflammation. So now's the perfect time to try one of these supplements out and help your body give it everything it can to effectively deal with stress and inflammation. We're just going to skip that one. That's where I had the technical difficulties. So Max Living makes a couple of protein products. The one we're going to talk about is the one on the right-hand side there, Pure Path Protein. These are really great in smoothies. Smoothies are a convenient, easy way to start your day. Gives you a good, nice shot of healthy protein and good, healthy fats. That's enough to help really just power you through your day, get to lunch, and then have another nice, healthy meal. So the other really good thing about these, the Pure Path Protein has bone broth in it as well. That has a whole lot of digestive benefits, as well as bone and joint benefits as well. So it's a really good way to get another healthy thing into your body. And the last thing they're really good about these is they taste really good. You don't have to put them in a smoothie. You could just shake them up with almond milk or something like that, and they'll taste really good. So the easiest way to get this as a smoothie that's actually compliant with the sugar detox and the advanced plan, unlike the one I skip by really fast, is a berry smoothie. This is one I have almost every day before work. It's strawberries and blueberries, plain whole fat organic yogurt, the vanilla Pure Path Protein, organic coconut oil, and unsweetened almond milk. Tastes really good and a great start to your day. So all of this maybe sounds like a real bummer, like you wouldn't be able to have any fun during the holiday season, but it really doesn't have to be that way. It just takes a little extra work, a little extra thought. You can still have a really great, excellent time at parties and through the holidays. Just need a little extra work. So just a couple of different strategies to deal with the holiday parties, get through it as healthily as possible. Don't go to an event hungry. So eat at least something small, something healthy, maybe with good proteins and fats. That way you're not just eating out of boredom while you're at the party. The other thing, you want to focus on the activities, focus on socializing. If you're busy doing stuff, you won't be busy just sitting at the food table, eating until you hurt yourself, which is always a good thing to try to avoid. You don't want to sit near the food table either. Provide a little obstacle before you get to the food. But I think the most important thing is just plan ahead. Make a specific plan for what your food plan for this party is going to be. For example, I'll have some protein, I'll have one starch, and I'll fill my plate with vegetables. And that's what I'm going to do tonight for food. That way you have something to resist the urge to overeat and eat whatever garbage that is brought to the party. The other thing, if it's a potluck dinner, always a good idea to bring something healthy and filling for yourself, and that way you have at least one dish to eat. I think then another really important thing is, say you overate at Thanksgiving, you ate 3 or 4 slices of pie, something like that. Don't just give up on the whole season. Don't just commit to having a sugar inflammation stress season. Get back onto it, get back onto a good diet plan, and do better the next time. So maybe you don't think of the holiday season as a stressful time. Hopefully most of us don't. It should be a season filled of love, joy, family, but it's also a time filled with things that stress people out, maybe even the same things. If we're too stressed, it can definitely lead to an unhealthy mindset. Actually, one recent study found that 38% of people are more stressed during the holidays, which to me sounds like a shockingly low number. I would have expected it to be a whole lot higher. But let's just call it nearly half of people are more stressed during the holidays, between the shopping, parties, finances, guests, any other factor that stresses you out. stress actually harms our health in really obvious, measurable ways. Stress can affect your blood sugar levels. Hormones that raise your blood sugar, such as cortisol and glucagon, are secreted during stress. That excess cortisol, which is really just considered the stress hormone, that actually shuts down our parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the portion of your nervous system that controls sleep, digestion, immunity, healing, really all the stuff that allows your body to repair and stay healthy. So we don't want that shut down, and that's what cortisol does. Fortunately, one study showed that exercise, relaxation, meditation all significantly reduce stress and cortisol level. Being adjusted actually reduces cortisol levels as well. So never a bad idea to get adjusted, make sure your nervous system is working. That stress reduction also can correct insulin secretion problems in chronic diabetic people. That helps allow their blood sugar to return to a more normal level. So apparently my slideshow is broken. I'm just going to tell you guys a few things here. So we'll go away with that. Apologize. So stress. Wanted to talk a little bit about stress. Maybe just mentioning it actually makes you think about how stressed out you are. Now you're probably focusing on how stressed you are. I know I'm focusing on it right now because my slideshow isn't working. Focusing on stress can definitely be dangerous because what we focus on actually grows. So tonight, instead of focusing on the negative, which would be managing our stress, I want to focus on something more positive, which I would call peace management techniques. We'll be able to get you all these in the office as well. I'm just going to still go through this. So different peace management techniques would be simplifying your schedule, breathing to relax. So a few moments in the morning of intentional breathing helps lower your stress hormones again, helps reset your day. So definitely important. Exercise is probably one of the most important stress reduction measures that we can take. So definitely want to make sure you're exercising. We also want to get plenty of sleep. Sleep deprivation contributes to high blood pressure. It's a factor for elevated blood sugar levels. Research shows that decreased sleep increases insulin resistance. That's exactly what leads to diabetes. And when we think about sleep, we really want to, almost more than even focusing on how many hours we're getting, we really want to focus on the quality of our sleep. So we want to make sure we're trying to get sleep in the exact same time every day. So every day of the week, you want to try to go to bed about the same time. And then every morning you want to try to get up about the same time. That's how you will get the most effective sleep. Another thing that I think is really important is if you have obvious stressors that you can remove. Like for me, I recently quit Facebook, which is sort of ironic since I'm on Facebook right now, because it was just adding stress to my life. So it was a real easy thing to quit. And, it was an easy way to manage my peace. So I do have a couple of action steps for you guys before we close tonight. The first being, try to stay on your adjustment schedule this holiday season, and do your home care as much as possible. I just talked to a few people today at reevaluations. None of them were doing their home care. So now might be the time to just get back onto it and get back active in doing what's best for your spine and your nervous system. Want you guys to try to use the curcumin or black cumin seed oil to help your body manage stress this season. Let's try to do at least one of those peace management techniques. And then also, lastly, try to do a 10-day sugar detox. Do the advanced plan for 10 days. It'll reset your bodies so you will no longer be addicted to sugar. And it'll do a lot going forward. Maybe you can keep that 10 days just going indefinitely. We We always have events in the office. Our next one is our community outreach, our community dinner. That's the way you can reach out to people in your life that you care about. That one is December 15th. So if you have anyone in your life that you think could really benefit from chiropractic care, from having the nervous system evaluated, definitely check it out. Christmas week, the week before Christmas, which I believe is December 20th to December 23rd. We'll have a lot of fun activities in the office. So make sure to get your pre-Christmas adjustment done and be ready for the holiday. So I know we went over a lot in a short period of time in this power half hour. I apologize again about the slideshow not working. Reach out to the office and we'll get you that information in a printed form so you can have it. But that's all for tonight. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you soon. Bye.